Cool, so you know the drill. Let's get started. Detector out. Always keep it up here. I've got a bit of a charge station going on there. I can charge it on the go. So we'll get that one out. Tiger shovel. Love me Tiger. Bloody ripper of a shovel. Detected pouch. This thing's probably look well over a year old now. It's really done a great job. Absolutely love me detected pouch. I never used to use one when I first started out, but to be honest, I wouldn't go out without one now. If I don't have it, bloody feel naked. So always important to have me. There's a nice little piece I forgot about. Cool, I'll throw that one in there. Righto, so got the Minelab Profine 35. I've also got the MI4, XP MI4. However, that just sits there as a spare. So I know some people probably think I'm crazy using the 35 over the XP. However, I don't mind the 35. I've had a couple of them now, and I quite like them. So we'll run with that, and the XP can just sit there as a spare, which is always handy. I've never used to have a spare, and I've been caught out without a few times without one, and so nowadays I always keep a spare pinpointer. So that's all we need. We're good to go. Seeing though this side I've done a few times, what I'm going to do today is we're going to add in a few extra numbers. So we head over to accept reject, and we'll go up through, and today, look, I think I might go from 6 upwards, so we'll bring all the numbers in. So just going through with the plus to advance in numbers, and then accepting them, and you can see that top bar filling up the top there, and so that's just basically accepting all those numbers in. So now from 6 upwards to 40 we're going to be digging, so we'll give that a crack and see how we go. Leave the recovery speed on 8 because it's a very trashy area, and iron bias on 2. Might get a few false signals with that, however we'll work through them because I don't want to really mask any signals here. So there's a lot of trash, however I find if you have the iron bias set too high, basically you will mask the coins sitting beside the rusty nails, so it'll be nothing for me to dig. We'll do a noise cancel here while I'm talking. It'll be nothing for me to dig, you know, half of my coins during today's session. It'll be nothing for me to dig them and pull out a nail right in the same hole, or multiple nails. So, you know, as I said, iron bias set too high, generally we'll skip over and mask them thinking that it's just all nails, and you'll miss out on them. So trust your detector, set it down low. You may get a few false signals, however if they're very jumpy or sketchy, may not be worth digging. If they're somewhat better and sort of repeatable, then definitely worth giving a dig. Sometimes you may get nails. Might do another noise cancel since I've put the sensitivity up. Sometimes you might get nails, and look, it is just falsing on nails. However, other times it can be silver coins or pennies, so well worth remembering. Anyway, we'll get digging. Okay, so sadly I didn't really predict the weather that well. We've got some pretty heavy rain here now, which is a bugger because I was really looking forward to a good dig today. I've got pretty much the whole afternoon to spend digging, so anyway, it is what it is, but we'll just keep persisting. I'm just working under these trees at the moment. You can see where I am there. The hole that I'm currently digging is just beside the shovel there, just there, and I've just sort of stood back under this big old tree here behind me just to get a bit of cover. I better shut the window on my car. Basically though, I'm still working under the trees because I'm not ready to go home yet. That was way too far. Anyway, I just got a 1943 Australian rue penny. Beautiful patina on it, nice green patina. But in the same hole, which is really cool, I'll set that one there, we've got an old glass stopper. So these would have been in the top of the old bottles, in the old glass bottles, and they would have basically sealed them just like a cork sort of thing. But yeah, really cool. You find them in all different shapes, sizes, colours, I've got quite the collection at home now, and look, generally digging up coins, you obviously don't locate glass with a detector. However, digging up coins, you'll sometimes open the hole up and there'll be a glass stopper or a marble or a bottle in the same hole. So always just keep your eye out, handy to keep in your mind that it's not only coins that you can find in these holes, you can also find other items too. So pretty cool. Anyway, I'll keep digging under these trees. Hopefully this rain goes away and I can get a little bit more done. So we'll see how we go. Shame, but anyway. Okay, so the rain's actually slowly starting to ease down, which is good. It's only just sort of spinning now. You can see in those clouds though, there's more to come no doubt. But anyway, we're sort of venturing out from the trees as much as possible, and sort of glad I did, because we've got a beautiful target here. So right there, straight in the middle of that clump there. So what we'll do, we'll give him a dig. Excuse the dodgy camera work, I'm still waiting on my camera mount. I ordered it, 2 weeks ago now, and like everything in the mail at the moment, it's a little bit slow going, so just slowly persist with what I'm doing here. I know it's a little bit harder to watch. Okay, so it's up in the buggy. It'd be nice to have both hands free to be able to do my digs too. Okay, so here he is here. What do we got? Yeah, look at that. Not a coin at all. It's a bottle top. So nothing too spectacular there. I got a bit excited, but anyway, I'll throw that one in the pouch, and we'll put that hole back. Put the plug back. It's only a cow paddock out here. No cows in here today at the moment, but you see all this loose stuff on top. The farmer's actually recently just harrowed this whole paddock. So basically, what a pair of harrows are is they're just there are many different variations of harrows, but basically it's just basically something that drags behind a tractor or a vehicle and just rips up the ground. So knocks off any of the dead grass, rips up the ground a bit, and look, it actually helps me as a detectorist because you can actually see the lines where he's went back and forth in the paddock with the harrows. And yeah, it helps me quite a lot actually, because it tends to bring things to the surface. However, with that, it can also damage things too. So, but I'll just give you a look. As you can see, you just got glass laying on the surface there. A little bit of a pattern on that one. It's hard because it also hides things, these big clumps of grass, you know. So anyway, we'll just keep plodding along. Hopefully the rain holds off, and we'll see what else we can find. So another one here, little part of a fork. It's quite ornate on the patterning. I'll just zoom in a bit. There we go. So unfortunately broken. It would have been quite a nice spoon, but yeah, looked nice high target. Rang up at a solid 18, and it was fairly deep. I've sort of filled the hole in there a little bit, but yeah, look, it was fairly deep. So you can just see how dry the dirt is underneath. I mean, even though I mentioned before it's raining, it's still very dry out here. So still a little bit tough to dig, but hopefully in the next month or two, it should soften up a little bit. And look, with that, with the moisture in the ground, I sometimes find that the coins tend to stand out a lot easier. So I'll be looking forward to having the ground sort of soften and wetten up a little bit, and hopefully we can pull a few more little coins out of here that you know, some that we've missed. So we'll see how we go. Well then, I'm definitely glad I'm persisting. The rain's still holding off, and just got a beautiful target, 30-31, and look, being in this area, 1940s, 1950s sort of farm site, and considering what I have dug here before, I dare say that's going to be a rue penny. So, which is good because I haven't dug too many coins today. So we'll do a bit of a live dig. Right there. So we'll give me a bit of a stab because it's still well and truly buried there. So we'll give him a bit of a stab. The pinpointer's sensitivity's up fairly high, so I know that's within, you know, going off blanking, I know that's within sort of an inch and a half away. So give him a little bit of a stab. There he is there. Just see the corner of him. And that's a shotgun shell, I think. No? Ah, you beauty. You beauty. I know what that is straight away. So it's a 1945 Peace and Victory War Medallion. I've dug a few of these. Basically what they were was they were a war medallion that were handed out to school children after World War II ended, basically to commemorate and celebrate the war's ending. So in 1945. Very cool. You can see a man there with a sword, Australia in the background, and on the back, look, I can't remember what it shows on the back properly. I think it shows your different islands, and yeah, it says victory medal there. So really, really cool. 30-31. Generally a rue penny, but yeah, look, even better than a rue penny. How cool is this? I had to film it and share this old fence post, probably put in 50 years ago, and here it is being swallowed up by this big old pine tree. Obviously the pine tree wouldn't have been that size. There's no way they would have got the treated pine, the pine post in there. But you look at that. Pretty bloody impressive, these trees. They're huge, absolutely huge. This one would be well over 100 years old. As you can tell, it's got a nice big split in there, waiting to go. They are very dangerous, these pine trees. They're quite nice when they're young, but once they grow up, they get very, very dangerous. It doesn't take much for them to dry out, and then you get a bit of wind, and cracks like that start to happen, and next minute, that whole limb will just let go, probably splitting half of the tree off with it as it goes and taking some more limbs. So pretty cool, but yeah, they're a bit sketchy when they get old, so you got to be careful. I was just thinking to myself as I was detecting here, you know, as a kid I used to climb up those trees. We had some on the back property at home on the farm that I grew up on, and you know, some could be probably, what, 100 feet tall, and we used to climb them. We used to climb right up the top of them and sit in all the crows' nests. The crows would build their nests right up the top, and yeah, we'd go up there and sit in the bloody crow's nest. So stupid or no fear, I'm not sure, but anyway, I wouldn't, there's no way you'd see me doing that now today, so I just enjoyed detecting underneath them. It's getting a bit cold now, we've changed sites. Excuse the cars going past. The wind's picked up quite a bit, and it's got a real cold sort of southerly breeze coming in. Anyway, got a good target here. Jumping around a bit. Not exactly sure what it's going to be. We'll have a little look though. It's just laying on the surface, pretty much, whatever it is. Might turn the sensitivity down on that a bit. Righto, so we can pinpoint it a little bit better with the sensitivity down and know where it is without hitting it. I do think it's still a pretty big item. I don't think it's a coin, however. Just see what happens. You can hear the detector there. Just sitting there doing nothing. It's going off its head. And I don't even have the sensitivity up that high. It's only at 20 at the moment. There we go. Being a mechanic, I know what that is straight away. It's part of an old head gasket. So you can see the fibre inside, and then it'll have like a copper surrounding, copper sheeting if you like. But yeah, that's a head gasket. So that'd probably be an oil gallery there, and then you'd have your bolt holes to bolt it down to your head right there. So someone's buried their head gasket here. Wonder what happened to the motor. Anyway, throw it in the pocket and we'll keep going. Keep persisting. It's getting bloody cold. I'm sort of waiting for more rain, and I've only got this one more acorn tree to hide under, so hopefully we can find a few more cool things before we head home. Oh, it's getting bloody colder, I'll tell you. Anyway, just digging a target here. Helps if I turn the pinpointer on. But just looking over here, and I noticed this. And look, there's sort of glass everywhere, as you can see, just laying on the surface. However, that looks like it may be intact. So we might have a bit of a dig at that one and see what we can get out of it. Just very, very carefully. Taking it, he's going east that way, the neck of him. So I think that's going to be complete. Oh, it's cold, I'll tell you, very, very cold. Didn't start off like this today, but it's definitely, you can feel that breeze coming in straight off the coast. It's starting to really, really cool down. So, anyway, only one way to keep warm. Dig, dig, dig. Sorry about that wind if you're having trouble hearing me. Look out, we've got another bottle coming off here. I think that one might be broken. Right, what I might do is I'll have a bit more of a dig with both hands and I'll come back. Okay, so we've got him dug out a lot more. That was basically what was sitting beside it there in the hole. It's got an AGM 4 and a few numbers on the bottom. Anyway, I think this is about ready to pop out. It's a shame, it's a screw top, I can see there, but anyway, what a cool looking bottle. Still well in there. Just try it. So you need a little screwdriver just to sort of work around, and look, I do have one in the car. Oh, there it goes. What a ripper. What a bloody ripper. Orlando. Orlando. What's Orlando? So we've got the AGM Castle stamped up the top, which tells me straight away. I'll zoom in there. There we go. Tells me straight away the AGM. It's 1900s onwards. I don't know a great deal about my bottles. Coins and relics are one thing, but bottles, look, there's a lot for me to still learn. So I just sort of basically know how to identify age, give or take, you know, not exactly accurate obviously, but yeah, look, have to be 1900s onwards. I'd predict sort of 1930s, 1940s, sort of 1950s for something like this, being a screw top. Yeah, cool looking bottle though. That'll go nice at home with the rest of the collection. Very cool. And now I can get back to digging the other target. So I'll get rid of that glass. And we might just pick up these other bits that we see here. It's always nice when you show the farmer some of the things that you're finding. You also show him that you're picking up the glass for him as well, so I'm sure he's spent many years walking around the paddocks and picking it up himself. So another one there, I don't know what that is. It's broken, unfortunately. It's an old beer bottle maybe. Anyway, we'll try and dig a bit more of that out. Doesn't look like it's got any embossing or anything on it. Try and dig a bit more of that out for the farmer, and we'll dig that target out that was up here. So moving forward from that acorn tree over there that you can see, we've made our way over here, and straight away got a nice solid 18 signal, and you can see there the ash in the hole. I'll just zoom in. So, oops, that's the wrong way. There we are. Always confuses me, the zoom in mode. But you can see the ash here coming out of the hole. So clearly the old burn pit, or where they were burning items, and you can see the old buckle here that's been discarded in the fire pit and burnt with whatever else they were burning. So you can see that black charcoaly tinge to it. So always say to people, some of the best places I find to detect, if you have the patience and the dedication basically to your detecting, is to hunt these old rubbish pit sites. So when I go to old house sites, you know, some of the most trashiest areas I find where they are throwing out and discarding the rubbish is where you really want to be. And I know they can be frustrating, I know they can be time consuming, and I know they can be hard to deal with. Like, you know, it does, you know, some sites I go to, they can do my bloody head in, and you know, I just have enough. But if you have the time and the patience and the persistence to work these sites and return over and over again where you can, and you know, put a bit of time into them, learn how to understand these sites and work them, then they definitely pay off. So well worth it. Look at this guy travelling through the grass, stealthing it. I just noticed him as I was talking. Ew. Bugger, I didn't film this one. I knew I should have. I knew I should have bloody filmed it. Anyway, if you look at my hand there, I've literally just dug the hole, just cracked the target open. It was in amongst all this dirt, and you can see there, still a big chunk of dirt hanging on the back of him, but I can tell what it is straight away. Yeah, it's a beautiful coat of arms, sixpence. So I'll give him a bit of a clean and we'll come back. All I really wanted today was a silver, so that's really good. Very happy to get that one. I said I'll give him a clean and we'll come back and give you a look. Well, there we go. I can see 1910, and you can make out the coat of arms in the middle, obviously. So 1910 by the looks, and we'll flip them over this way. Whoops, wrong way. We've got George on the back, King George. So beautiful. It should clean up all right. It's a little bit rough, but yeah, look, I'll give him a clean up, and he should come out okay. So we should be able to see the date and the details that little bit better. Anyway, very cool, because yeah, as I said, all I wanted today was a silver coin. So very happy to have actually finally found one, and that's why I always persist no matter where I go. Persistence, patience and perseverance will always pay off, and if you keep reminding yourself those things every time you have a good little find like that, it just puts a smile on your face, and yeah, helps you keep going. So especially on these cold, wet, windy days. As you can see there, we've still got more coming. It's starting to thin out and clear out a little bit, and the wind has died off, which is good. Oh, a little bit, but it's still more coming. So We'll keep digging and hopefully we can find another silver coin. I don't know if you remember, we spoke earlier about the farmer basically ripping and ploughing these paddocks, well, harrowing them I should say. But look, you know, throughout the year he also rips seeds and ploughs and what have you. But what I was saying earlier, basically about targets being brought to the surface, here's a really great example. So you can see on the Equinox, you got 1 bar, 2 bars, 1 bar, mainly 1 bar, but anyway, it's not very deep at all, and you can tell by the pitch of the tone of the detector that it's literally just sitting under the surface here. So there we are right there. So I'll have to give him a bit of a dig. I'll sit the detector down and give him a stab. I'm hoping it's a penny. Sounds like a penny. Oh, there we are, right there. There we go. So as I said, not quite brought it to the surface, but definitely had ripped it up and brought it closer, because I went over this area the other day and I missed that, so I dare say it's brought it up. There we are. Very, very impressed. Nice impression. So she's a little bit corroded, unfortunately. The dirt's never, a lot of moisture in the ground down around where I am. So it looks like 1928 to me. 24, 28, could be wrong, 1920 something. Anyway, yeah, the ground's not too great down here for the pennies, unfortunately. The silvers all come out pretty good, but the old copper pennies, they seem to struggle a little bit with the moisture. However, that's pretty cool. So nothing better than getting a nice old penny, especially an early design Commonwealth of Australia penny. So they're definitely a favourite. So very, very nice. And looks like we've got the sun coming back out again. So we'll keep plodding along and seeing what else we can find. Unfortunately I didn't film this one, digging it. However, as you can see there, we've got a little 1951 Australia threepence, and what's surprising about this one is it actually rang up as a 15. So generally these threepences, I find the earlier ones, the coat of arms, they ring up around 19, 20, 21. They have that higher silver content. However, most coins, 1946 onwards, they reduce the silver content from 92.5% down to only 50% silver, and the rest was a bit of zinc and copper and what have you. So that it would be the reason why this rang up so low at 15. Itchy nose, sorry. So just a good reminder to dig some of those lower numbers. As you can see there, oh, just making a liar of me. It's jumping all over the joint. Got the sensitivity turned up pretty high here, so I'll just drop sensitivity down so it's not falsing. What do we got? 15? Yep, there we go. So anyway, yeah, good reminder. Dig the 15s, dig the lower numbers. 15 is normally a pull tab, however, it can be a threepence. What we were speaking about before with the targets being brought to the surface, so we've got another one here. It's right there. I've only just see if I can scratch him out. I'll give you a listen actually. Oh, we've got a bit of glass right there in the hole too. So I'll stand up and I'll throw him on the detector and I'll give you a listen. It's a 27. There's quite a bit of other trash there as well, so it's getting mixed signals. However, I reckon that's a coin. So he's just had the owner of the land rock up too. He was just heading past, and he just called in to see me, asked if I'd found any gold yet, which there's no gold down here. Maybe in the form of jewellery, but not natural gold, that's for sure. Okay, so it's still well up the top here. I think I've dug a little bit past it. Oh, right there. Okay. We got ripped off on that one. It was just the top of a little bottle. So just a bottle lid, nothing special. But, there we go, zoomed in. They certainly sound nice. As you've seen, that was ringing up a nice high solid tone. And generally something like that, to me, would be a coin. A coin, or silver coin, or a penny, or look, even a ring. I haven't found any rings here. The old farming site, so mostly just coins and what have you. But a lot of bottle tops too, cordial bottle tops, tomato sauce bottle tops, and your little medicine bottles. Anyway, look what's coming for me. Okay, guys, so here we are back home. Typical, as you can see, battling the showers and the wind and the rain all day, and as you can see, blue skies and the sun's out and the wind's dying down, which is bloody typical with detecting, I find. Always generally happens. Anyway, the last hour that we had spare, I end up catching up with a landowner, which is always good, showing him some of the stuff that had been coming out for the last few days and today's relics. Basically, he was very, very impressed, very happy, as he was the first time that we touched base with him. And look, that's led on now to another permission. So ideally he's been speaking to the bloke across the road. The property owner lives across the road, and he has mentioned that he's got the old church in his front paddock, and also another school site to hunt, which, look, I actually never knew about. The roads have changed that much, so on the maps, they don't actually show up on the today's maps. So just goes to show a bit of local knowledge, a bit of local history. There's some things you just can't read in books and that you can't find out. So that will be one site that we'll be heading back to next week. So we'll go through to the finds here. I'll zoom in. What do you got? We've got some rubbish. An old brass grate, drain plug. Great find. A bit of glass. The old head gasket we found. Plates of brass. Lead. We've got some bullets, old door handle, so the rust is cancelled out on the Equinox. However, it was clearly hitting up on the brass doorknob there. So we'll go through to the finds. We've got rue pennies, Commonwealth pennies. Love Commonwealths, they're always a favourite of mine to find, the early ones, and the Britannias. No Britannia pennies at this site, unfortunately. A couple of half pennies. We had the 1910 sixpence. Really, really nice to find that one. First silver of the day. 1951 wheat threepence. You can see the wheat stalks on there, and the reason why they put them on there is to commemorate Australia's wheat industry. My favourite find for the day would be the 1945 Peace and Victory pendant here. So, as I mentioned before in the video, these were handed out to school children to celebrate the end of World War II in 1945. So very, very cool piece. Many kids dropped them, lost them. So got the old buckle, the glass stopper, really cool. You can see the bubbles in it. Where are we? Once it focuses. Bubbles in the glass, pretty crude, the way they made them back then. The old buckle and little button. So this button, there's nothing on the front of it that I can see. However, it's got gilt written on the back, so which sort of caught my eye. I'll give it a bit of a clean up, see what comes of it. And we've got the old bottle. So this bottle you've seen me dig on camera. We're actually digging out a target earlier and just keeping the eyes out. And noticed that bottle was sitting buried not far beside, so give it a bit of a clean up, come up okay, nothing too spectacular. However, it's a complete bottle and I love complete bottles, so happy days. We will venture back out, as I said. I'll zoom out, where are we? There we go. As I said, I'll venture back out. We're going to do that site, the church and the school site, next week. So look, if you have enjoyed watching today's video, there's plenty of other videos there on my channel, but if you've enjoyed watching today's video and you enjoy some of the other ones, please be sure to give a like and subscribe to my channel, and we will be doing the school site and the church next week. And look, plenty more permissions to get to. I'll be sharing tips and information, a few tricks here and there as I go, where I can, as I think of them. And yeah, basically we'll see you on the next dig. So happy hunting everybody, and hope you enjoyed. Cheers.